Rachel.
And you just blew out our listeners' ears.
I did. Because Dale started recording without saying anything.
I can fix it in post. That's what the professionals say.
Ooh.
Actually, most of the time I hear him say, I can edit that out.
Oh.
What professionals are you listening to?
Apparently not the real ones.
Oh, no, I was listening to podcasters.
Oh, okay.
You were probably talking about professionals because you do YouTube videos.
Oh.
On your YouTube channel. Which name is...
Technical Street Studios.
Technical Street Studios. I knew that.
If my voice sounds higher, it's because I'm on a taller chair.
My big boy.
Is that how it works?
I think so.
I'm sitting on the ground. Very high voice. So, how was your guys' week? Let's get this
Good.
started off right instead of just
It was a
recording and not
good
telling
week.
anybody.
I had a good week. I'm ready for some sleep. I didn't get a lot of sleep this week.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, it was a good week. Nothing bad happened. No one died.
People died this week.
I don't know.
Oh, fair enough. Rachel?
It was... I had its highs and lows, and then I was extremely tired this week. And then this morning, I had a, I don't know, what do you want to call it, like a wake-up call of how exhausted I am, because I'm extremely busy with life, and I think I need to slow the fuck down a little bit, because I got to work, and I thought that somebody had put a vape mod on my desk, and I smelled it, and I was like, well, this smells like my flavor. And I'm like, but I swear to God, I saw it on the counter last night. So why would I... Like, somebody had to have got an extra one and put it on my desk, like, oh, I see you use this, so why not? So the people that I thought that had this or would do something like that, I asked them, they're like, no, I didn't do that, and I didn't do that. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was in, like, a state of, I don't know, panic or anxiety about it. I don't know why. Well, one.
Disorientation.
Yeah. And plus I had cramps this morning, so that didn't help. So that I just want to go to a junkyard and find an old car and just beat the shit out of it with a bat, because I was just like, ah. And so I waited till I
Go in
got
your
home.
neighborhood. You don't have to go to a junkyard. Do it at night.
So I waited until, like, I thought in my mind, okay, I'm going to go home and see if it's there. And so I went home, and guess what?
It wasn't there?
Nope.
That was my guess all along.
Yeah, and so I just kind of stared at my counter, and I'm thinking, I need to slow down a little bit with my life. Because I don't even remember grabbing this mod. I don't even remember putting it in my pocket. I don't even remember putting it on my desk at work. So I'm...
Mentally checked out.
Yeah, extremely. So it kind of questioned my sanity. Well, actually, it did question my sanity this morning. And then it made me wonder, like, oh, shit, what else have I been forgetting?
You own a cat. Is the cat okay?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. He bites me, and he makes me remember. I'm hungry.
So you had missing time?
I don't know if it was missing time or just...
You know who else has missing time?
Who has missing time?
Really? You don't know who else has missing time? We've talked about this. This is a quiz now.
I just said I'm having memory problems.
quiz session.
Well, we're just at about our hour, so... No, alien abductees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
Would it?
Yeah.
Would it?
It kind of would, because it'd be a good story.
What?
Nothing.
Tubbs is freaking
Nothing.
out
What?
and
No, I didn't. What? You're freaking out.
picking on his phone.
No, I didn't. Nothing happened. Maybe I forgot to put it on vibrate.
So here's-
Ooh, we would have fired you if your phone rang.
No.
I don't know what we would have fired you from, but...
This podcast is nothing without me making fun of you guys the entire time.
What?
I don't even provide good commentary.
So anyways, to end my story. My day ended great. Yeah, so, yeah. I'm in a state of limbo about this whole memory thing. I don't know why.
There's plenty of times that I say things. Tubbs reminds me of something I said, and I have zero recollection of it.
Yeah.
We do have a lot of conversations that go, "Are you sure you told me that?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah." And we have to remember other shit that happened around that time because just saying, "Yeah, I remember you saying that," is not a valid answer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's happened a couple. No, because we were talking. I don't remember that, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have a friend at work that's just as sure of themselves when they're wrong as when they're right. So I have a problem with people like, I am definitely positive. And then when you bank on all that, they're like, oh, I could have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, because you were definitely positive.
I think why it messed me up is because I know I have memory problems already. So I try to be very cognizant of what I say to people and try to remember what I say and what I do. It's probably a control issue, which doing okay with it.
Do you feel like you're losing control?
What?
Do you feel like you're losing control?
Do I feel like I'm losing
Yeah.
control? Oh, yeah.
No, when you can't remember stuff. I mean, you're like,
Yeah.
because there's a bit of, when I forget stuff, I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Like, I'm constantly, there's an example, I'm constantly, like, late for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not late, like, super late, but I do like to be somewhat on time, and that's why when I text you guys, I'm be there this time. This happened, so you know, I was going to leave on time, but this happened. And I feel like being on time is something I control.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm not on time, I get, like, a weird sense of, like, ah!
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said 4:15. That bothers me.
Well, don't read into it too much. You'll break your brain.
Read into it. It's fun. Who needs brains?
Well, I already do overthink things, so
Oh, yeah.
I've already overthought this one.
I do too, as
A
well.
lot.
But
Yeah, I just don't like forgetting things. That looks...
Tubbs is playing with some clay.
Man, basically a sculptor.
And I think he made a butthole.
That's or an ear, but yeah, butthole.
Okay. Well, it was the face you made that said butthole.
What face says butthole?
Yes, that one.
I puckered my lips, but not like a kiss pucker, like
In my
a
direction.
drinking a straw pucker. I feel like you're reading too far into that. Like drinking out of a straw pucker.
We used to have a coworker that would
That's to stimulate a balloon knot. But go on.
he wouldn't use a spoon to eat what was it, not apple juice, God, you can't use that, applesauce or pudding.
Yeah.
And it was like, dude,
It was slurp it out of the
it was so bad. But then
applesauce cup.
and then another coworker pointed out that while the other coworker is eating applesauce, he would look into the other guy's eyes. I think he was doing that on purpose, though.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways.
Next.
Yes.
Tubbs had to say that when there's a
Next.
lull.
Oh, well, I didn't say that. I said it's one of the options when it gets quiet.
Oh.
All right. We got 3 topics today. You guys pick one, 2, or 3.
2.
Do bugs
Or
have
3.
thoughts, or do you think bugs have thoughts, or do they work on instinct, or do they? If you want to go on into a story, Dale, feel free.
Oh boy. Well, Tubbs should tell the stories. I'm a little too tired. I'll leave out so many details.
Dale and myself were putting some stuff away.
But shorten it up.
We saw a big ass scorpion. Scorpion was huge,
About the size of my hand.
about the size of
You
Dale's
see
hand.
this? I'm holding it up to the microphone.
It's so big.
About the size of Dale's hand, and we captured it as to release it later, and went on about work because where we were going to let it go was far away from where we were at, and it wasn't exactly fun to go drop it off. But we finished up what we were doing, and we went to go release it, and then when we the crazy thing is it was a good size, like Dale described, size of his hand, and he he had another scorpion in his mouth because he was eating it. All we can see was the tail of a scorpion in the scorpion's mouth. It was kind of crazy. But as we released it, Dale had the very deep thought, or at least it looked like he was deep in thought.
Well, at this point, the scorpion was clearly confused when we just let him out on
into
the
his new
ground.
environment.
Yeah, and he was very lost. So I wondered if as an insect, if he had any actual thoughts of like, where the hell am I and why am I here? And yeah, I don't know. Weird places my brain goes.
Was it like Mitch?
I made a great
Hedberg?
story really boring.
Well, no, Mitch Hedberg. People that fish, they don't keep them. Don't want to eat the fish, but they do want to make them late for something. I was on time, but I got pulled out of the water. I saw a great light. Whatever, Fred.
No, I wonder about the same things.
Yeah.
If, like, what my cat thinks when he's eating his food, because, you know, I took some time picking out his new food, and I wonder if he's like, well, nothing else to eat, so I'm going to
This
eat this
food
shit.
is shallow and pedantic.
My ungrateful cats. I bought some of that blue buffalo food. It's supposed to be like great vegan cat food or whatever it is. Something. Maybe that's what it is.
It's anti-vegan.
No, it's got like all kinds of like supposedly high quality meat and
You
stuff
pay
in
like
it.
$100
I
for
put it in their bowls and they looked at me like,
what's this unprocessed shit?
yeah. I felt bad. They did it. They made me feel bad. They would not even touch it. Like they smelled it and then like I'm pretty sure they took a step back and just stared at me.
Guess we're starved now.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted your story.
no,
you were picking
you're
out
good.
you were picking out food for Bo.
Oh, well, I was thinking about a picture that your sister sent of fish carcass.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bunch of ants having a good time on
That's
it.
a cool picture.
And I made the comment of like, I have to wonder, like, I wish I could hear what ants. What did I say? Fuck. See, good memory. I wish I could hear what ants are thinking, like when they go and find something like this, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever!"
Hey, everybody over here! This is the best part.
So I do wonder about that, like if they even care or if they're just like, "Fuck, I gotta get the food."
Ooh, that would drive you crazy if you could hear
Oh,
all the
God.
thoughts of an entire
You
colony
know-
of ants.
Actually,
I don't think so.
no.
It'd be like one thought.
Get the food, get the food,
Yeah.
get the food, get the food.
I'm like, get the food. God damn it. Yeah, I don't know. I like to watch ants eat things.
Yeah.
Like see one discover it, and he's like, like the prize like thing, and then slowly the other ants discover it, and all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
just covered.
There was I think it was about 6 or 7 years ago, outside a house that I was renting. I just stepped outside. I don't know if I was taking the trash out or something, and there was a huge camel spider. It was disgusting, but it was
Yeah.
huge, and it was running back and forth along the side of the house. I was like, oh my god! So I ran inside. I told my roommate, I was like, dude, come check this out. This is crazy. It was the hugest camel spider I'd seen, and it kept running back and forth, and it was. If it had just taken one right step, it would have made it into the house, and so we both chased it down and cornered it on the patio, and it like started backing up a little bit and put its front arms up, and we got a can of hairspray and a lighter. We toasted it,
Aw.
and yeah, well, we toasted it and we let it stay right there. And the next morning, when I went outside, it had only been maybe 5 or 6 hours, and the ants and the crickets were working together on eating the whole thing. And
Oh,
there was
wow.
there was the only thing that was left was its 4 like pinchers or mandibles, whatever they are. That was crazy. I never seen a bug that big disappear so fast. It was pretty crazy.
I had a camel spider chase me out of a bathroom.
Oof.
Well, I ran. I have no problem admitting
He's
that.
like, what the fuck was her problem?
Boy, you made us thinking there.
So I have to clean this up? Cool.
No, I went walking in, and I'm like, do. All of a sudden, I see something just like chasing after me, and obviously, I figured out it was a spider, and I hate spiders, so I was like, just turned around, started running, and I was looking behind me to see if it was still chasing me.
They do chase you too. I've been chased by
Yeah.
them
Yeah, they're
before.
great.
Too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I called my supervisor at the time. I was like, you need to come kill this spider because I got to pee. So he sent somebody else down and he came down with a little broom. And I was like, dude, it's huge. And he's like, it's just a little spider. I'm like, okay, go in there. And he goes in there, all of a sudden I hear, holy shit! And I'm like, yeah, exactly. You know, and then all of a sudden I hear a bunch of noise and he comes out, he's like, it's dead. I'm like, are you gonna...
Did you yell it to death?
When you scream like a little... when you scream like a little bitch. So I was like, are you gonna bring it out? He's like, no. I mean, you just left it there? He goes, yeah.
What do you want him to do? Write a eulogy for it? It's dead.
I'm like, you had a little fucking broom, dude. I'm like, you couldn't sweep it up? No. You're fine. It's dead. So I went in there, and it's just like laying on the floor, just like all squished. Yeah. And I scooted around it like it was still gonna come to life. It was a nervous pee.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So he killed a spider for you, and you wanted him to... Yeah. Oh, I have to clean this up myself? Great. Thanks. You're still alive because of me.
So, superstitions.
What?
What about them?
I don't know. What do you guys think about them? Because I have my own...
What are you talking about?
Because I like to...
I didn't even finish laughing about the other thing first.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's cool.
What was
Whatever,
the other
guys.
thing?
Whatever. Don't talk about it. No, that was it.
Oh. So what do you guys think about it? Because I have my own... I mean, obviously I'm not a psychologist. I don't have any degrees in psychology, but I have my own kind of short psychological breakdown of the way superstitions work and why I think there is something to them.
How do they make you feel?
Well, as far as like superstitions, like how, you know, they see like people on sports teams, they'll wear the same jockstrap for 10 years or something. I mean, I don't know, just like weird superstitions like that.
Yeah.
And to me, I was thinking about it because I kind of caught myself doing it once, and I'm not even superstitious, but there was something at work that every time I would do it, it was something that would come up every few months or whatever. It was something I had to work on. I caught myself always wearing the same shirt every time, and I was like,
what do you mean, like wearing the same shirt every time?
I would always wear a long sleeve black shirt, like black t-shirt. And I was like, why do I keep wearing the same shirt every single time I do this? And I was like, I'm not superstitious, but what's going to happen if I don't wear it? So
that's superstitious.
No, I know, but so the way I kind of psychologically broke it down is I don't think there's anything supernatural or whatever it would be called to a superstition, but I have a feeling that if there's something that you're used to doing and all of a sudden that is broken, that you break that routine in your mind, it's going to be a small distraction in the back of your head that could make you mess up, and you could contribute that to being some kind of supernatural superstition. So I don't know, what do you guys think?
Merriam-Webster defines superstition as a belief or practice resulting from ignorance, fear of the unknown, trust in magic or chance, or false conception of causation.
Yeah, see, I don't believe in superstitions in that sense. I believe it, like I was saying, in a psychological sense, how if you break a routine of something, it can subconsciously distract you from doing something. Then if there is somebody that actually believes in superstitions, like the dictionary definition, then I think that might be what's actually happening psychologically, not supernaturally.
Well, there's a lot to that, because that's why I think sometimes when people when you tell somebody if you don't do this, this will happen, or if you do this, you're going to get bad luck.
Yeah.
I think we look as humans look for patterns in things. So you can be driving, and a bug hits you, or a bird shits on your windshield on Tuesday. A different bird shits on your windshield on fucking Friday. Saturday morning you wake up and you're like, I'm gonna have a good day. You cut somebody off accident, whatever the case is. Somebody rolls down the window and says, "You're a piece of shit. Bad things are gonna happen to you today." Yeah. You know, or I put a curse on you. if you believe it, you're going to be driving and a bug's going to shit on your windshield and go, oh, fuck, this is it. But
Yeah.
you're going to attribute it to that.
Yeah.
When the same thing's been happening the whole time.
Yep.
I think people look for patterns in those senses. So when people say, I do X thing expecting X outcome.
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. There are some people that are super. I think some of it, like you're saying, I believe. I don't know if I believe in it, but I know some things are just like kind of a quirk in my head. Some things
Yeah.
are just kind of a quirk where like, well, no, every time I do this, I do this. For example, today we're coming over here to do the podcast, and I realized that every time we come over here, we stop by a convenience store.
Uh-huh.
So I was gonna stop by and grab something on my way home, but I didn't. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go with Rachel. She's probably gonna stop somewhere. So if I saw,
This
I'll
was
just
the
wait.
night I said no.
What?
This was the night I said no.
Yeah, literally it was the day she said no. I went to go pick her up. I was like, yo, so you gotta go shower for shower? And we always ask each other, but we always end up stopping. You gotta go shower for anything? No. Like, well, shit, I didn't pick stuff up because I thought you had to. She's like, well, it's tradition. Now you have to go.
Huh. Well, I think in that same sense is, I don't know, maybe this is treading in offensive territory, but that's the way religions are to me. Like most religions are superstitions. It's like when it comes to prayer and stuff like that. I mean, if it makes you happy and
Not
it
hurting anybody?
not hurt anybody and makes your life better because you believe it, and that's fine. And who am I to say that your experiences aren't real? But I've seen a lot of people, they'll pray and they'll pray and they'll pray and nothing will happen, and finally it'll happen. Oh, look, the prayer worked. Well, if you wait long enough for anything, eventually it's going to happen.
Well, that's like the, what's his name? George Carlin.
Mm-hmm.
There's a soccer game, a Christian soccer game. Both teams pray, one team loses. Well, it's God's will. The other one says, well, it's because we prayed. Well, if it's God's will, he's going to do whatever the fuck you want to do anyway to pray. It's kind of that mentality.
Yeah.
I think superstitions are like a way of trying to control a situation that you can't control, like you have no control over. And like I can say, like there's times at work, like I had an accident at work, and so ever since then I did certain things that I thought would help prevent, or kind of like, or to help control the situation. So if something did happen, I'd be like, well, I did all this stuff, whatever, which you're supposed to do anyways out there. But I guess in a way it turned into a superstition for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's all I think. I think that you're looking for an outside source to
Blame something on.
to blame something on, or to give a power to, which you can't.
Well, you
Kind of
can.
like-
People,
well-
you can. People do it.
Well, kind of like a what do they call it? Baby blanket. Like some people still have it because it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a comfort to
blankie.
them. Yeah, a little blankie because it's a comfort to them.
Yeah.
And like I don't know.
Do you guys hold on to stuff like that?
Huh?
Do you guys hold on to stuff like that? If it's embarrassing, not to say anything like that, but just
Do I still?
yeah. Do you hold on to anything like that, like emotionally from your childhood?
No,
I
I
don't,
was trying to think of something I did.
my mom tries to get me to, and I'm like, no.
yeah, I don't think I do.
I don't like holding on to things.
Yeah. I do have a box of stuff from my childhood my mom gave me, and it just sits in my closet. I'm like, I really want to throw that away.
Yeah.
I don't know why I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that some of it's kind of cool. Like she cut out a Spider-Man comic from the day and year I was born and out of the newspaper.
You cut it out.
Yeah.
Just get mad at it.
No, it was kind of cool. I mean, it's a 32-year-old Spider-Man comic from the newspaper, but
Mm-hmm.
but some of it's kind of cool. But yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. I think about some of the other superstitions, like the old, like don't walk under a ladder, or
Oh, I do that
things
to
like
piss people off.
Like there is an actual like the story behind. Like I think I was listening to a podcast or something, and they were explaining the reasoning behind these old,
Some of them.
yeah, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. But over time, people turn it into something more than what it actually was, and it turns into this old wives' tale or superstition. And
It annoys my wife because it's bad luck to open an umbrella indoors. And I go into the store, and if I see an umbrella, I open it to see what people
Open
do.
all the umbrellas.
Oh, I open them all the time. People get freaked out, and I'm like, oh,
That's weird.
nothing's happened to me thus far.
Yeah.
I live in a place that doesn't rain much, so I never heard that one.
Well,
Yeah.
I watch movies.
Superstitions, it's like pointing a finger and saying it's your fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fault for this happening. If I would have done this, it wouldn't have happened. Well, I don't know. Once again, humans projecting.
Yeah.
So.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah. Who was I telling? I think I was telling you that this is kind of off topic, but on the topic of projection. That so I found myself really attracted to females that had curly hair, like, and I think that was because when I was younger, like I always had like straight hair, and I was like, man, I wonder what it would be like just to have some hair that would have some body to it, and so I kind of, I don't know, envied, is that, or
Yeah.
the word. And I think it maybe turned into, I projected that jealousy or whatever onto that person. So when I saw somebody had curly hair, I was like, oh my gosh. And so it made me wonder, like, over time, if you allow yourself to be more in tune with who you are and know what you want in life just for yourself, I wonder if those projections, when they start to go away, when they start to go away, you really start to see what type of person you're attracted to, because you're not projecting yourself onto them anymore.
You know what's interesting is if you think about, I bet you every single one of those girls that had curly hair that you envied wish they had straight hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or just get a perm.
Yeah, I've had perms. Not cool.
You should do that.
No.
Dude.
Next week.
No, it's
Rachel Perm.
horrible.
Rachel perm.
No, it's horrible. I have pictures, and I'm never gonna bring them in. Why did I say that? Because no.
You don't have to bring him in. Get a perm.
No.
You have to sleep sometime.
No.
Just walk right into your
Just
house.
Perm time.
Perm time.
Imagine a chia pet. Chia.
You have green hair in this scenario?
Yeah. No. Remember the little dude that had a afro you could grow? That's pretty much what I look like.
I know what a chia pet is. That's why I said you had green hair.
It's because you were a Bob Ross fan, wasn't it?
Dude,
Totally.
hashtag Bob Ross. Halloween's coming up. Get a perm. Bob Ross it. Yes.
I can't go back to that time.
It was a different part of my life.
It was. I was a
A
different.
different person then.
I don't even think they sell perms anymore, do they?
They have to. I don't even know if that's a thing.
I don't either.
I'll wear a wig. How's that?
Fake news. Well, since Rachel doesn't want to dedicate herself to doing something cool, you don't like good stories. Next song.
Okay, I'll bring in a picture.
Okay.
And you guys can point and laugh.
We will only point and laugh a little bit.
Aw, thanks, still. No,
Don't
I'll
be
bring
mean
in.
about it.
I'll bring in one of the photo albums that my mom made, and you can see the progression of my lesbianism through my hairdos. It was bad.
The evolution of lesbianism.
thought
The
you
evolution
just-
of Rachel
Oh.
into discovering that she was a lesbian. Yeah.
How many times did you get a perm?
Well,
Because you said the evolution, and I was like, I thought she.
at one
You
point,
made it sound like it was one point. This is an on-off relationship.
there
I was just
was.
trying to make it work. You don't know the perm like I did.
There were a couple times in my life I thought it looked pretty cool.
There's nothing wrong with
I think I
that.
still have a junior high yearbook. I'll show you that.
Oh
If you bring a
yeah,
picture.
earbook podcast.
Ooh.
I was pretty much amazing my entire life, so I don't know what that's all about.
Okay.
Sucks to suck.
Picture didn't happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a haircut where It looked like somebody put a bowl on your head.
That is fucking legit.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool because I would sit in class after I got a haircut, and it was really short in the back, and my female classmates would play with my hair, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. Can I fill your hair? Please do.
That reminds me, when I was in junior high, I think it was 8th grade. It was the day before yearbook photos, and my mom was like, "You need a haircut. You're not getting your picture taken like that." And when I was in junior high,
She grabbed the orange Velcro scissors.
when I was in junior high, it was kind of cool to not necessarily like slick your hair, but brush your hair back, and I wanted my hair cut the right way. And about 15 minutes later, I had no hair left. And the day before, dude, my hair was about probably less than half an inch all over.
Oh, wow.
My head was buzzed, and I was. That was a scarring moment in my childhood. Like, I don't care about it now, and obviously I can laugh about it, and it doesn't. I don't think it really impacts me, but I can still remember how.
You felt
How
the entire
embarrassed
time, yeah.
or how uncomfortable I felt sitting in front of a camera, waiting in line. Like, that was the suspense building up, was waiting in line, because they had, like, the people that hired for yearbook photos, like, came over in this RV, and they had, like, a yearbook stage thing inside their RV.
That is so creepy.
It was, right? They went in, but they never came out.
15 kids went in, only 3 came out. No, there was only 3.
Here's their pictures. But, yeah, that was a intense amount of suspense, getting one person closer to the door at a time.
Oh, it's so bad. That was, oh god.
Speaking of hair, so I've been watching the show Finding Bigfoot. Or this kind of goes back on the superstition thing.
Bigfoot does have some good locks.
How do you know?
I was trying to tie it together somehow.
Well, I was thinking about that guy. I
What
know
is
what
it
that is. Bobo on the show. He has.
Luscious locks.
Yeah. But so going back to like projections or beliefs, I think that Bigfoot does exist, but I don't think it exists in the way that people think, especially on that show.
Uh-huh.
Well,
I thought you were going to be like, he's inside of us all. Santa Claus. Get your shit together.
I think that things like Bigfoot, I think that or ghosts or whatever, if you're in a state of mind where you believe and you have nothing to try to prove to other people that this thing exists, like you're confident within yourself, like in your belief that Bigfoot does exist, then I think it will show itself to you. But when you have the desire to try to prove to the world that this thing does exist, I think it picks up on the energy, and it's like, nah, you're a bit too much. Like you don't really believe in me, and it's like when people want to be themselves around other people, like they can pick up on somebody that's fake or whatever, so that the other person's not going to show their true selves to them. Only to like authentic people that don't. What, you have a look on your face?
Oh, I'm thinking about what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
So I think like people who are diehard, like the guy who is a co-founder or who is the founder of the Bigfoot research organization, like he is extreme. Like he'll hear something in the woods, he's like, "That's a squatch." Really? Because it could be a squirrel just farting or something, like, or something very explainable. Like anytime they.
How loud are the squirrels farting where you're from?
Hey, it gets pretty loud. So whenever they do like a squatch
Did the
howl.
tree just fall? No, squirrels.
So whenever they do like a squatch howl or whatever they want to call it, all of a sudden they'll hear like coyotes or wolves, and they're like, "That's a good sign. That's a good sign because that means Sasquatch is around." I'm like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah, because most time predators hang out with bigger predators to see what they're up to. That you're right, bro.
Yeah.
High five.
And they also came up with another theory, like, well, they hang out with the wolves because when the wolves or the coyotes kill something, then the Sasquatch will come over and steal the food away from them. Like, have you actually seen that done? Or are you just are you trying to make something believable? That, because you want that thing to exist so much that any sound or anything that you see, be like, yep, it's because of this, because they do this and this. But what I found interesting on that show is they were doing like a night investigation, and they were what was it? They heard something, like it was kind of odd or whatever, and then one of the guys he kind of contradicted himself. He's like, well, that could just that just could be like a bear or a lion, I mean a wolf or something close to us. I'm like, hold up. A minute ago you were saying this sound or this or that is because of a Sasquatch, but when something live actually happens to you, like up close and personal, all of a sudden it's not.
Yeah.
So
if there's a chance of me being disproven, I'll just go ahead and put it out there.
Yeah. So I think that people like that go on shows, I don't believe that they truly exist, that thing truly exists.
They
because
don't believe that?
Yeah, I don't think they do, because I was watching a show on Ghost Adventures, and Zach Bagans was talking to a guy about Skinwalker Canyon, and this guy was like, well, if you believed in the Skinwalker, you wouldn't go there. And Zach's like, yeah, I do. And he goes, no, you wouldn't, because if you did, you would understand how dangerous this situation is, and you would not go there. And Zach's like, yeah, you got a point. So I think shows like that, it just makes me question, like, how you may say you believe in this thing, but who are you actually trying to prove to that this thing does exist? Like, are you trying to prove to other people, or are you trying to prove to yourself?
Yeah. I think when it comes to TV shows and stuff, I think it's probably a large percentage of production value from the people that are trying to make money off of the show.
Oh, yeah.
And then the people that are doing it probably just, this is just me guessing, but I think a lot of people that probably do it are probably just originally doing it for fun, and they had TV personalities, so they got picked up.
Yeah.
Some of them may actually believe it and stuff. I can't say that they don't, but I think it probably has a lot to do with money making when it comes to TV shows.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I've met people that actually do very firmly believe in either aliens or Bigfoot or something. As far as I know, they're not doing it to make money because they're not rich. But
yeah.
I don't know why it kind of popped in my head, but as far as like seeing things, or whether you see them or not, but you think about it so much that it kind of becomes real to you.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the show I saw where these people, they did this experiment. They got two groups of people, they separated them, and they took them to this like old, it was a really old room in this, I don't know if it was a castle or something. It was really run down, but they separated the groups completely, and they told the first group, they said, I'm going to kind of make up the story that they told them, so I don't remember exactly what it was, but they told them something really positive about the place. They told them that this is where they used to help the sick, and they really helped a lot of people, and they saved a lot of lives and everything, but we just want to put you guys in this room, and you guys will be in there in the dark for 15 minutes, and then we'll pull you out. And at the end of 15 minutes, there's only a couple people out of the group that said they felt uncomfortable in there, but it was mostly because of the dark, but they didn't feel anything weird. So the second group, they told them that in this room, it was the same room, same place, they told them that in this room there was a lot of people that were murdered, and that people were tortured in there, and even to this day they can hear screams and crying. So they sent the other group in there for 15 minutes, and just about every single one of them came out with some kind of story of something that happened, and it was all just basically off the power of suggestion and
definitely
what was going on in those individuals' minds. So I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I do believe that you can project your energy and manifest into something. I do believe that if you do it enough, like, but I do know that I feel that we are our own worst enemy. As far as like our thought process, like, I don't know. I think people can say stuff to you all day, but it's a matter of whether you allow yourself to believe it.
Yeah.
Because a belief is a thought you just keep telling yourself over and over again.
Yep.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Dubs? You're not talking.
What?
You're quiet.
You're so quiet.
No, I was listening to both of you. No,
Oh.
I don't have. My wife watches some of those shows, and sometimes I think there's one she watched where they go to haunted places, and none of the guys believe in ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So they're constantly looking for explanations and stuff like that. And I was like, that's a different take on the show, because most of the time, like, this is what happened. But I thought it was interesting because even with those guys, there's one guy that does believe in ghosts. And he's like, the reason I do it is because who better to be with you when you do find something than nothing but skeptics.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really cool the way they approach it, because even the guy that does believe in it, no, that's not what this is. This is this. More than likely, this is this sound, or this is a sound this makes. So he, I can't remember what. I think they're in a house, and they're like, "This is the sound that we keep hearing," and they're like, "That's the house moving." And it was like a 3-story house with those big old circular things on top that have windows. That you, not what does it look like?
Ceilings?
Ceilings don't have windows. Dale.
Skylights?
Pay attention to the description.
Skylight?
No, but it's like the top section of the house that you can chill in, basically. It's not the whole top.
I know
It's
what
just
you're
circular
talking
or whatever. You can hang out there. It's a big ass window area.
Yeah.
But we're hearing all these noises. No, that's up high, and it moves, and the house is made of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the house would have settled by now. Okay, well, let's do this. And they sit in the room, and they don't fuck around. They're there for like 3 days. They sit in the room and just put a recorder. So every time this happens, this noise comes up. Is it the ghost coming back at exactly the same time, or could it be bullshit?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff like that, and I think I really enjoyed that show because it was hitting it from a hard perspective, and that's what I think. That's what I think kind of separates the thought process or the crowd, is that some people are saying you have to believe because you have to believe because I've seen it. Well, I haven't seen it. Well, I have seen it, and you can what's that?
No, keep going.
You can remember what you feel when you see or saw something. I don't know that feeling.
Yeah.
That's not part of my experiences. It's not part of something that's happened to me. So I'm not going to have that go-to emotion or that go-to feeling where you do. So in a situation like that, well, what do you need to believe? Proof. And people are arguing, well, you shouldn't need proof. You shouldn't need proof. Well, you're right. Then maybe we're both right. Mm-hmm. Maybe you saw what you needed to saw, and maybe I didn't. There's nothing wrong with that. But that also kind of goes to the belief thing. I don't believe in what you believe. I'm atheist. I don't believe what a lot of people believe, and that's fine. I don't judge them for it. I think in some cases certain religions have done a little bit more harm than good, but I'm not going to argue that with people because that's their beliefs. If they try to shove them down my throat, I'll tell them my opinion. Like, this is what I believe. This is where we're at.
Yeah.
But me trying to make them not believe in God, or them trying to make me believe in God, they're going to have experiences they can attribute to God, and I can say, yeah, but also you were there.
Well, it's like yesterday. What was it? It's like when I told you, Dale, that you can have a church full of people and they still believe in different things. Mm-hmm. Like, even though they're going to the same church, individually, they're still going to believe in different things. And with the ghost hunting shows, I've seen it as well. Like, even though you'll have like a hardcore person who's like, which I used to be, but anything that happened, they're like, oh, that's a ghost. That's a ghost. And then you have other people in the group that do believe in ghosts, but they don't have the same exact beliefs. Like, it's on a different level. Yeah. And so, I don't know. For people to say you have to believe this, you can't, because everybody has their own version of reality, and you cannot make yourself or make somebody else have the same version of your reality, because everybody has different beliefs. Mm-hmm. Everybody has different thoughts. Everybody has different feelings.
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Ditto. Cool story, bruh. No, but that's and that's why I'm saying that in situations like that, because like I've said that before, when you say you're atheist, people, like, at least for maybe I'm projecting, but sometimes people hear like, oh, so you think I'm stupid because I believe in that? No,
Yeah.
you also just think I'm a piece
That's
of
when you
shit.
should
No.
get real Freudian on them. Oh, well, you're you think I think you're stupid because you think you're stupid.
But it for my mindset when people kind of the people I've had a conversation with that about where I say I don't believe in something or no, honestly most of the people I talk to or have long conversations with are people I care about and friends. So when I have an opinion about something or I say something stupid, they're like, well, you either like, oh, you don't know or you haven't experienced this, which is a valid response, but I don't have, I can't say, like, honestly, people always tell me, fuck you, because they don't. But the people I have this conversation with are kind of like, well, that's you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Be yourself. I forgot the point I was making when I thought of the funny thing of somebody telling me to fuck off. But that kind of, that's a projection from my point of view, but it's also a projection, I think, from other people. It's like, I don't have a problem with it. I don't care. You trying to make me care about something is kind of pissing me off a little bit more than you think it's helping. So when well, I don't necessarily believe there is a Sasquatch because I would need to see one. Well, you're stupid. Okay. My life isn't any better or worse for one existing or not existing. If they did, great. I think that's fucking awesome. But I'm not. It doesn't bother me whether they do or don't exist.
You know what I think is my version of a beautiful world is to me
Everybody leaves me alone.
and doesn't eat
Oh, yeah.
around me. No, like my version of a beautiful world is just for me personally just accepting that things do exist and I don't have to see them physically to believe that they do exist. Like they're there, but I don't. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think so, but to me that sounds like faith.
Well, it's
Well, to me, again, maybe it's me projecting, but to me, it sounds like you're saying if something just exists, everybody like universally accepts that it exists.
I'm saying for personally me, not for everybody else. I'm just
Well,
this
so
is
give me
my
an example like Ghost or the Loch Ness Monster or Sasquatch. Like in that respect, what are you talking about?
I'm just saying for me, like my version of a beautiful world is that like just the possibility of these things
Oh, the
existing are outweigh the what's the opposite of possibility?
I can completely understand.
Outweigh the necessity
accepting-
for you to see them? Maybe
Yeah,
that's what I was
because
thinking.
it's I don't know, like I do believe that they do exist, but it's not my business to prove to myself that they do exist because I feel that I don't know, just because of
Well, I think there's a big part of you there's still a little bit of an animal in you. You know, we're all animals. If you don't see something, it doesn't exist. So I think there's still no. I'm saying as far as like you saying, I think in a beautiful world, I can believe something. Part of you's still going to be skeptical until you see something. And that's why I think you're saying like, what I'm saying is, I think you're putting it on yourself that your mind isn't maybe open enough to just believe something because the possibility that it exists. Yeah, I think I said that right. You feel kind of like, I wish I could just say, yes, I believe this exists, and then never think about it again?
No.
Okay, never mind. Well, forget you then.
Are you trying to make me believe?
Believe in what?
No, I think that my mind is open enough or open to the possibilities of things existing.
Yeah. See, possibilities I do understand. Like,
The
I think there's some possibility that there could be a Sasquatch. I'm not going to say that I believe that there is. I haven't seen one, but I do believe in the possibility. I mean, one of the examples was, for something like that, there was this guy who was some kind of scientist, biologist, or whatever, but he would go out hunting animals that were either supposedly extinct or were extinct, to just go out to where they were last known to exist, so he would try to find them. And he said, I think it was before 2008, I could be wrong. He said there was a certain population of mountain gorillas in Africa that were thought to only be 100 or 200 left in existence. And they were on the endangered species list. They were getting closer and closer to getting marked off the endangered species list. And only 120 miles away, there was over 100,000 of them living, and nobody knew they were there.
Yeah, because they were good at hiding.
Yeah, they were good at hiding, and the world is just that big
Yeah.
and round. And
Flat, small.
but
Triggered.
but yeah, that's why I believe there's possibilities for something like a Sasquatch to exist. But I'm not going to say that I absolutely do believe that it exists because I haven't seen it. I haven't seen proof, and most of the photos of footprints that I've seen are clearly faked. Like maybe it's just because I am an artist and I know how to sculpt and I have an eye for detail when it comes to stuff like that. But I can see that it's clearly not a real footprint. It just it looks like a bad amateur artist work.
Oh, hey. They're professionals. They got paid for the stuff, so
That's true.
don't mean it's fucking. They're professionals.
Right.
Maybe not the best.
So that's what I'm saying. I can understand wanting to fully accept the possibility of things, but
Well, I think that going back to beliefs, like my beliefs about the world or the universe as a whole, it's very. It would take a couple podcasts for me to explain it, but just to summarize it, I think the universe is so. I don't know. It's just full of possibilities and things that we don't understand, and I think outside of our comprehension, that if something did happen or if we did see something that we wouldn't know how to explain it, we would find something negative or something, find a way to describe it that would sound fearful, because we're good at doing that. And so I think there are a lot of things in the universe that doesn't show themselves to us because of that, because they understand, like, the human mind is pretty fucked up. So if you're a positive entity and you mean peace and love, like, why would you want to show yourself to a society that is fear-based?
but what if
Because they're going to want to try to kill you
what if but at the same time,
or put you in a cage.
what if showing themselves would be what humanity needs to see?
I think that we're in a society is in a mindset that, I mean, we're in a state of chaos. I mean, I think that there are certain people that are allowed to see these entities or these beings or whatever because they're in a different state of mind, not in a state of chaos. They're more in a loving state. But I think as a whole, I think society would freak out. And because who was that War of the Worlds, the author?
Orson Welles?
Yeah, Orson Welles. Well, he decided to read a little bit on the radio after he wrote it. Well, people freaked out.
Yeah. Well, the people that jumped in the middle of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I think that if something did show up to a vast population, I don't think we would know how to comprehend or how to handle the situation.
That's true.
So I do believe that the people that have seen UFOs or beings, different beings, whether the Bigfoot or whatever, I think it was for a reason. Not.
I don't know. I kind of think it would be a 50-50 on the reaction. Because I wonder how many people during that War of the World broadcast were like, "This is bullshit. I know it's bullshit."
Yeah.
The truth is out there.
I want to believe.
Well, you look at riots and stuff, you only need one person to get a group of people going.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. But, I don't know. That's my belief.
All right, guys, let's get this
Dig it.
let's get this party started. Just joking, guys. The party's not over yet, but we do have
And it hasn't
segments that
started
we've
yet
been-
either.
The party started a while ago.
Okay.
Well, let's do some segments. Whoa, hold up, guys. I gotta do some paperwork real quick.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Admin.
So,
You guys can talk while I'm doing this.
well, I don't know what to say.
Work.
If you saw Bigfoot, what would you do?
I would take a blurry cell phone picture and send it to the news.
Would you high five it?
Oof.
I would
I don't
see
know,
if
that
he
seems
spoke.
dangerous.
Does he
Yeah.
speak English in this scenario?
Sure.
Be like, proportionate to your body, you motherfucker. That's what I would say immediately. 'Cause
You have flat feet.
fake news and then leave. It's like, but I'm revealing myself. Bigfoot.
Tubbs just sculpted me a backside.
I didn't sculpt that
ass.
for you. I was showing it to you. Take that
Oh.
home.
It's not
Using
for
this
me.
later.
Man. Butt by Tubbs.
Oh, now you just ruined it. Sorry. You know what? Did we do Rachel Hates last time?
Ooh, it is time for a Rachel Hates.
Oh,
This time, actually, we talked about this off podcast, and we said we were gonna give Rachel 2 minutes this time because she was such a good girl, whatever.
oh. Speaking of that, I was at work, and I went up. Well, anyways, I was called sir, and then he goes, "Ma'am, I'm sorry," and he goes. And I told him, I said, you're not the first and you won't be the last. And I could tell he was just like, I don't know what to do with this.
You should have said,
I wanted to be the
Thanks.
first.
thanks, kitty.
Yeah. So anyways, what? 2 minutes?
I don't know.
2 minutes of Rachel Hates.
Oh, God.
Let me change my sound to something simple. All right.
Did I talk about how I don't like it when... Oh.
Well,
We haven't
good.
started yet.
Oh. Sorry.
Gosh.
I like
Starting
I like the intro music.
now.
Did I talk about if I don't like it when people talk on their phone with a speaker?
Yes.
You have.
You-
I don't like hearing other people's conversation on the phone.
Mm.
It drives me nuts. It's like it should just be an A and B conversation, not A and the whole wide world.
Well, sometimes I'm like, hey, you're on speakerphone.
Yeah, but when you're at Walmart parking lot,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Let's see what else. Oh, I don't like it when I'm watching a show
No, this
and
is
somebody's
Rachel,
talking.
This is Rachel Hates.
Oh, I hate
don't
it.
like it.
When I'm watching a show and somebody next to me answers the phone and has a conversation instead of leaving the room, drives me nuts. Don't appreciate it.
Did I do that because you're looking at me really hard?
No, you get really self-cautious when I.
Look at Tubbs and do this.
What?
Oh yeah.
No, don't do that. That's one of the things Tubbs doesn't like. I don't have any.
I don't like it when Tubbs thinks. No.
Yeah, I think about things. No, just that you're looking at me really passionately and you're saying it angrily. So I'm like, no, go for it. Keep going.
No, I take things out on you.
You do
I project onto you.
a lot. I'm kind of a
Sorry,
mean person, so. that's
Dale. Should I look at you next time I talk about the things I hate?
Sure.
You have 23 seconds.
22. 21. 20.
That's all I got for now.
There's something else you hate.
Oh,
Look around the room.
no, it's your room. Oh, I don't like it when my friends lock their door to their own house. And I can't just walk in. So, Tubbs, would you like to explain the story behind that?
With the door thing?
Yeah.
So we come to Dale's house into Technica Street Studios, who he opens his home to us, really, as a friend would, And Rachel and myself were heading together. We carpooled. Live green. We carpooled, and I don't know why people say carpooled. That kind of annoys me.
Because of the carpool lane.
Is that what well, it's not even carpool lane. It's a high occupancy lane. That's why it says high occupancy vehicles, not carpool.
We will get to the bottom of that.
Yeah. Hello.
Continue.
Looking at you, California. Anyway, there's so we pull up to Dale's house, and we're mid conversation, like talking, like where you open the door and yell out the door as you're opening and closing the door to get out. Like we're mid conversation, And she casually walks up Dale's walkway to his front door and opens the door as if she had just gotten home. Like, why wouldn't my own house be open right now? And then she stopped, put her head on the door, and went, "Shit, I don't live here."
Well, I remember
And rang the doorbell.
I remember trying to open the door, and I stepped back. I'm like, "What the? Oh,
This isn't my house.
this is my house." Yeah, and then Dale opens the door, and we're laughing.
It's us just laughing our asses
I'm
off.
like, "Who locks their own door?"
Uncontrollably. But yeah, that was the Rachel hates. What was the one you had said? Because I had something to add to that, or say about that.
The phone? Oh no.
Oh, the phone one. I don't answer. Today, I got a phone call from work while eating dinner, and I don't answer my phone while I'm eating dinner. And I think I talked about that before, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. But we worked a lot of shitty schedules, so I just don't answer my phone during dinner. Mm-hmm. And if you're gonna talk on your phone during dinner, then don't eat the fucking table. But my phone went off, and I looked at it, and I was like, I set it down away from me, so it wasn't a distraction. And then it rang again, and I was like, all right, maybe this is something important. And I look at the phone.
Did
I
I
look
call
at my
you
wife.
twice?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rachel was the person at work that called me.
I had something important to ask.
No, you really didn't. You really didn't. But anyway, so I answer the phone. I'm like, oh, and everybody at my house is looking at me like, what are you doing, you piece of shit? I'm like, well, I thought it was a personal call, but then she called back, so I figured it was an emergency. Turned out to be just, hey, what you doing? That was not the case, but it was work related. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't answer my phone. I don't like people talking while we're eating dinner. I mean, if we're out to dinner together and as friends and you get a phone call, like, oh, give me 1 second. This is my mom. Hey, I'm doing it. But if you're like, oh, give me 1 second. No, what are you doing? Oh, just out here doing. And I'm like, don't have a conversation around. I don't care.
I don't like it when people try to discipline their kids over the phone when a lot of people
That makes me laugh.
It makes me laugh, but I'm like, can't you just step outside and talk to your kin? Your kin?
You ain't no kin of mine.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't know. I just think there's time and place for everything. And in my world,
I hate tailgaters. I think everybody does that.
oh yeah.
I was just trying to join in. I wanted to hate something too.
Aww.
But hey, it's hot outside though. Oh, good night. Yeah, I don't. We should open this up to what Dale hates.
Mm-hmm.
What do you hate, Dale?
I don't know. I don't think. Like listening to you guys, I was trying to think of something, but I just realized I'm very cynical about people, but I'm not very nitpicky. So
What's one thing that you are cynical about in
I thought you
people?
say, what's one thing you hate? Like, what you just answered me.
I hate when people ask me the same question over and over.
I can't stand being asked the same question 3 times.
What's what?
What's one thing you're cynical with people about, or about with people?
I think probably just the definition of cynicism, their motives.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just, as you guys called it, projection. But I'm usually pretty sure. Well, with people I don't know, not with my friends, obviously, but with people I've just recently met, I'm usually sure that they're after something.
Mm-hmm.
They're out to use me.
For this fucking piece of shit.
So let's turn this back on you.
What?
What are you trying to get out of people, Dale?
Yeah, what are you trying to get out of people?
Whatever I can. No, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think for the most part, I just pretty much keep to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt the need to interact with people, a lot of people. I have very few friends, and I like it that way.
Mm-hmm. But what are you trying to get out of the friendships?
I don't know how to answer this right now.
If you feel on the spot. Why do you feel on the spot?
Well, let me break it down. Friendship.
Lame.
I'm out. I got nothing.
Huh. Well, that was Dale Hates.
And I think that was our hour.
Once and last segment of Dale Hates. So
I still hate enough things.
You need to hate some things.
I don't think you need to hate things.
Find hate in your heart.
Yeah. Okay.
Let it
Well,
out.
I during this next upcoming week, I will try to think of hating something things.
Something?
Oh, I was gonna say things and something, and then it came to something. I promise you, I'll hate something by next week.
Looking at me, pretty angry right now.
No, don't hate something, Dale.
Rat tails, the hairdo.
Oh, I was gonna say I love rats. Rats are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the rat tail hairdo.
I had a
As
rat
long as
tail.
it's not on me.
Did you really? Do you hate them now?
No.
I thought that was something you guys would hate.
They're so cool. Mine's tucked right here.
Yeah, it was.
Down on my knees.
I'm telling you, man. Like, I gotta bring in that scrapbook. I don't know why, but I feel like I have to bring it in and have you guys just totally make fun of me.
Just
In a positive way, because you're friends.
oh, it will not be positive in any way. But we are friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's it for us, guys.
All right.
Part of the low energy situation is Dale made some amazing chili that you guys didn't get to taste, but it was amaze balls. Rachel,
Yes. What?
was it good? Rachel
Oh, it
ate
was-
as well.
It was fantastic. I loved it. That didn't sound authentic, did it?
Really did not.
It was good.
So good. I mean, even if he wasn't sitting right next to me, I would say that.
No, it was really good. Thank you, Dale.
Unless you got better at line, guys.
Yeah, dude.
You're like,
That's it for us, the WIP
this is
Podcast.
cynicism.
You can find us on Instagram at WIP Podcast. Email us at artistwhip@gmail.com. The YouTube channel is the Work in Progress Podcast. And on Facebook, we're Art Whip because I failed to set up a Facebook account correctly for a podcast.
Do it.
So ARTWIPP. I'm Tubbs.
I'm Dale.
I'm Rachel.
I don't know why you guys said that again.
I don't either.
Followers.
They forgot. It's been an hour.
It's been an hour. But
Oh wait, are we starting a new one right now?